Hello Star Wars fans and collectors, it's me Jedi Master 98 back again with another Star Wars figure review. In today's Star Wars figure review we're going to take a look now at some more characters from the Vintage Collection line, and in today's Star Wars figure review we're going to take a look now at a character that we know from the Star Wars universe, but this is a different version of this character. Many months ago I reviewed a version of this character in this particular format in a different style, and the figure is quite similar in terms of obviously style, but obviously different colourings going on and everything. And the character we're going to take a look at today is this one. It is Boba Fett in his comic art edition outfit. Now, a couple of months back I reviewed a figure of Boba Fett in a very similar format in terms of colouring, but obviously with different colours, and it was like sort of like a vintage comic art version of this character from a particular comic book, I believe. This is a version of Boba Fett that I have been after for a period of time. I do have one version, but I will show you that version in this review along with obviously a newer version of Boba Fett. As I said, it's sort of like a comic book version of Boba Fett. Fabulous figure in terms of the colouring, in terms of obviously the green and the sort of like aqua blue going on with yellow, and sort of like elements of purple and stuff going on there. But it's pretty cool. It's another version of Boba Fett, and I'm all for it. Different versions of Boba Fett, and I'm pleased to have added this character, or this character's version, to my collection. Obviously, like with other Boba Fett figures, he does come with its accessories, and obviously you've got to be very careful there with the sculpted wire as well. So that's Boba Fett from the comic art edition. Let's take a look at its character in more detail. So we'll start off with the packaging. As you see, this is your packaging from the Vintage Collection line. At the top you've obviously got the Star Wars logo there, mentioning Death, Lies and Treachery, Boba Fett Comic Art Edition. So you've got like a comic book artwork going on there, name of the figure, plastic bubble that protects the figure, and the Kenner logo. Turn the packaging around, you've obviously got other figures that appear in the wave, and obviously some legal stuff at the bottom going on. Really nice artwork going on there as well. So that's your packaging for Boba Fett. Let's take a look at this figure in more detail. I'm going to start off with the accessories. One of the main accessories he does come with is a blaster pistol. This is sculpted in sort of like a very dark purple, and obviously that can be used by Boba Fett in terms of obviously placing it in his hand. So there's your blaster pistol. In terms of the figure, very similar to recent Boba Fett figures in terms of posability, movement at the top of the helmet, shoulders, elbows and the wrists. Torso is movable, movement of the legs, movement of the knees and movement of the ankles. Does come with a removable jetpack, which obviously can be removed from the peg hole, and obviously that can be safely placed on the back. Does come with a large rifle, which is obviously nicely sculpted in purple. Obviously you've got to be very careful obviously with the purple wiring as well, because obviously that can break if you are heavy handed. But that's like with any sort of Boba Fett figures in recent years. Give you a zoom in on the overall detail. Obviously the colour going on, he's got shades of green like aqua blue, yellow, purple going on. Obviously got like a smudge stain on the side of the right side of his body, or his armour, his helmet and his chest plate, and his waist armour going on there. As I said, the rifle is nicely done, sculpted well. With sort of like a little carrier that you can place around his arm. Obviously you've got the signet going on there, and obviously the iconic dent at the top. Moving down, obviously you've got all the accessories as well, and his belt, ammunition pouches and everything going on. Jetpack on the back there, and obviously moving down to the legs, knees and ankles, which is nicely done. It's a really nice shade what they've got on in terms of colour, in terms of like a comic book style. But it's definitely a sell there, I must say. Very nicely done. So as I said, I do have a couple of versions. So obviously this is this version of Boba Fett that you see. The other version I have is similar, obviously with different colours. There's that version there, which is very, very cool, especially around the helmet. And the other version I have is a sort of latest update of Boba Fett from the Vintage Collection from Return of the Jedi. There's obviously that one with his father's jetpack on the back going on as well. But obviously you've got different versions and different variations of Fett in different formats. These two going on there like that. We'll see if you just get the other one side by side. Different colours, different markings, but very cool nevertheless. Sorry for the shaking as well. So that's pretty much it for Boba Fett from the comic art edition, that one there. I will be back with many more reviews very soon. Be sure to obviously subscribe to the channel, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I will see you in the next video. So take care, look after yourself, and as always, may the Force be with you.